Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett and I'm the founder and owner of TechViews Note. And today I am going to show you how I'm making my brand new application that's called Pokemon List or Pokemon Checklist. I'm not really 100% sure what the end name's going to be. It's probably going to be Checklist, I'm not sure. But this was requested by a viewer, and basically what the viewer requested is some way of keeping track of what you caught, and that way you can just refer to your phone. Apparently, and it's been a while since I dealt with this stuff, since this stuff's really aimed more for kids. Apparently, for those who don't know, what's happened is with the newest version, I think it's Generation 6, they added something called a Pokemon Bank, and basically like the old days where you're able to transfer stuff through a cable from one Game Boy to the next. Now you can just transfer stuff online, store it online, and grab it from online, like a cloud service like Dropbox or whatever. And that way, when you're switching from one game to the next, all your hard work didn't go in vain, basically. Which probably was a big turnoff for a lot of people, because you spent hours and hours doing it, and then once you're done and getting the next game, you got to start over. Yeah, that kind of sucked. So as far as that goes, that's great and all, but apparently there's a huge problem where when you're catching things and you're trying to store it all and collect everything, you really have no way of finding out what you caught, unless it's in the same game, obviously. What you caught, unless if you want to go back and forth between the bank or transfer everything from the bank to the game, and then transfer everything back from the game to the bank, which takes a long time in itself. But going back and forth between the game and the bank and back to the game to figure out what you need and whatever is probably going to be like 5 minutes, my guess. Now, to top it off, one thing I'm going to add on that the person didn't really request is a ability to figure out where to get the stuff in the games. Obviously, it's up to you if you want to use it. But basically, it's using this map. And I'm going to have a checklist below it so you don't have to worry about, if you can see it or not. But basically, what's happening is you can actually see what, like say for example, right here, Route 9. If you got these three and you're still right there at Route 9 trying to get more, obviously you're not going to be able to get more if the programmers didn't program more in that area. And that basically solves that problem. So you got everything, let's move on to somewhere else. And oh, you didn't get everything, let's stay there for a while and try to figure out what and why, because some of the stuff you have to smash rocks. Some of the stuff you get fishing, some of you get from surfing, and so on. But basically, it's using that map in a checklist that will be below it. So it's an extra feature for that. Now, as far as things goes, when you first crank up this application, a splash screen will show. I'm not 100% sure what a splash screen will say. Probably something like this was brought to you by TechViews Note or something like that. But when the actual thing comes up after a splash screen, you'll be presented with this: how many have you caught? And this might change in the future, I'm not sure. But basically what it will show is 0 if you didn't catch anything, and obviously if you caught something they'll add from there. It'll have slash and the total number of Pokemon out there. So I think it's actually 719, so I gotta fix that. But that's just so you can keep track and say, oh, this is how many I have, and let's use that. Now, as far as the list, when you click that, give it a second or two to bring up the stuff. And what will happen is it will take you to this page, and basically what will happen is you'll see something like this: generation 1, and then blah blah blah, space blah blah blah, and so on. And basically what's happening here is you got generation 1, and right here 1 through 150, and this in the green is notes to myself. The end user, you won't see it. So basically what I got is right here, for 152 I need to put another one of these and say generation 2, and same thing for the rest of these. And basically what's happening here is we got a checkbox, we got a picture, and let's actually pull up this one. We got linear layout, horizontal. We got a checkbox right there, as I said, a picture, and some text. And basically the text has the number that's associated with, the name of the thing that it's associated with, and the type or types. And I think there's only 2 types at most. I'm not 100% sure. I've only gotten down to 20, 30, 29. So I haven't gotten that far. But still. But I mean, that's basically all it does. And these spaces, as far as things goes, I'm making spaces every so often after every evolution period. So basically, this can evolve in this can evolve in this, and it can't evolve anything else past that. Same thing with that. I'll try to do that with every one I can figure out that evolves into. If I mess up, then feel free to email me and tell me, or tell me in the comments if I messed up somewhere, and that way I can fix it. I'm obviously not going to be able to get 100% right if the list that I'm going off of, which is this, is not 100% right. And in fact, I even have it in the notes, the list I'm using. So as far as that goes, basically when you press the check, it saves the check into your SD or internal your phone, and that way if I have to do updates, which is highly likely for something like this, with the next version of game coming out or whatever, then I can just I don't have to worry about you losing your stuff. You don't have to worry about losing your checks. It will just save the information to your SD card or your internal your phone, and that way if you, I don't know, for some weird reason delete the application and install it again later on, or if you switch applications, switch devices, tablets or phones, and if you transfer the right files over to the other device, then it's like you never really you pretty much always had that, so you'll keep all your check marks and everything, so it's good to go. So as far as the rest of this, I think that's pretty much about it. Oh, and for those of you who don't know my style of making applications, by the way, this is Android Studio, and I'll get into why that's important in a second. But as far as those of you who don't know my style, basically we got up here is a horizontal dill. We got a go back button or some buttons up there. Below here we got a text box. This is just a blue or a cyan, a cyan background. And below this is the scroll view, a vertical layout, and then whatever I want. So that way, below this bar, you can scroll up and down to do whatever. Above this bar, this will always stay there. And I might make a submit button, so you have to click to submit in order to save. Makes it a little bit easier on me. But as far as that goes, yeah, that's pretty much about it for the list. Let's go back into the main menu screen, and for each one you got checked, it that number grows obviously. So where you can get them, basically what this does is, try to go here, is it'll take you to this screen, and this takes you to the list of games. I'll fix that up in a bit, but basically what this does is you can select the game, and I'm starting with X and Y because of the bank. I might go back and deal with the black and white version maybe further back. I'm not 100% sure. But as far as this goes, once you click that, and I haven't made the page after that, basically that will show this map at the top, and below that a bunch of checks. The map at the top is going to be clickable, and it will bring you to another page, will bring you to the actual map, taking up the entire screen. And the checkable stuff, basically it'll say Route 9 or whatever, and it'll list whatever, and that way you can just go from there. And that way, if you collect something, say for example we're at Route 9 and we got these 3 things, we know that we got everything there, so we don't need to waste any more time, and we can go on our way. Whereas, let's say if we got 2, we know we got a 3rd, so let's stick around for a while and try to get the last one. So that's pretty simple. Now, as far as this goes, what I'm trying to do is use a image button and for the map. I want to see how well that goes. Never used one before. At least I don't think I did. I might have. But I'll use the list stuff for the below the image button. And what I'm going to do is I'm trying to make it in a way where the if you click something on the list and go to this page, the X and Y page, to the list below the map, then it will be checked too if it needs to be. And that way you can only check one place and you'll be good to go. Also, there might be some submit button at the top. I'm not 100% sure. Again, those pages aren't made yet, so we'll see what happens. Now, with the last page, or the last thing, which is about this app and how to use it, let's check out that, if I can find it, maybe. And I haven't worked on the Java at all, I think. So, yeah, we'll be working on that in a bit. But as far as things goes, this basically tells you how to use the application and what it's for, and go from there. And at the bottom of it, it has my email, and that way you can click the button. Again, the Java's not set up yet. You can click the button, and you will be taken to your Gmail, and it'll put my email on the address bar, the name of the application, the subject, and that way you can just write out in the body whatever you want and send to me. And that way it makes it easier on you because it puts the stuff in there automatically, and it makes it easier on me so I know what application you're talking about. Simple as that. So as far as things goes, let's one thing I forgot to mention is the strings. So why is it important that I mention that this is Android Studios and not Eclipse? I might convert this into Eclipse later on, but for right now we're just doing Android Studios if we can. So as far as the reason why it's important, well, if you look at this, the strings, I got several strings that has hex codes into it, and you might not know this, if you use hex codes in, say for example, let's scroll to the top, say the background right here, if you use hex code you're fine, but if you use a string you get an error. At least when I tried it, you get an error. And that way I can just go up to the string, change the code if I need to, and I have to change the code for each and every one. I've done it already once with this. Basically the green wasn't brighter enough, and I might make it even brighter by getting another hex code. But as far as things goes, the green wasn't bright enough, and instead of having to go to one thing at a time for each and every of these pages, I just changed it one string code, and it changes everything for me, so I don't have to worry about it. I want to get it to this point, but it's hard to say if it already is. If anyone knows anything about the eye, you probably know what I'm talking about when I say it's hard to tell. if it is already there. But as far as things goes, this is supposed to be neon green. It doesn't look bright enough to me, but yeah, and that's just my style. If you don't like that, then yeah, I don't know, I'd say get over it. I might make a button on there so you can change it back to white and black, so white background, black text. But as far as things goes, that's how things are for me. So as far as the rest of this video, what I'm going to be doing is try to work on this, and I might break it up in sections, but I don't really think I'm going to be talking the rest of this video. I'm pretty much going to be muted as far as what's on my computer and my microphone, because I'm doing 400 times the normal speed, so you can get a sense of the code on how it's being built. But I'll be listening to Pandora in the background, and I don't want copyright notices from YouTube. Now, I don't know if I'll be working on the Java code today, and this is just XML. This is the layout, so we'll see how things go. If you do catch this video before I fully got it out, then let me know what you think, and that way I can make modifications as I go, because it's easier to make modifications now, especially with only 29 versus doing the 719, and it's like, oh crap, I should have done that. So yeah, and it's more likely I'll actually do it. So I'm not too worried about these errors. Try to find this, give it a second or two. And you can see I got 61 warnings, and warnings I don't care one way or another. I'll show you in a second what a warning. And typos, I don't care. Typos is gonna be obvious. I mean, you got this is not English. So what a warning is basically saying, hey, you need to be using this in a string fashion, but because this is the only place it's being shown, no, I'm not going to be put it in a string, especially with 719 strings. That's crazy. If we're having each and every string show in one place and that's it. So yeah. But anyways, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. Please check out checkfusionup.com, and if you want, please feel free to listen to whatever music I got playing, and I'll try to put something up telling you what music it is. And I got it all from Audio Micro or something from Maker. Maker's been giving me a bunch of things, which is my network partnership for YouTube. They've been giving me a bunch of things lately to play with, and it'll be from one of those. Just ask me where I got it, and I'll try to look if I don't have a list already. So anyways, it's been Craig Bennett, founder and owner of TechFusionUp, and I hope you have a great day, and hopefully you watch the rest of this video.